Just over a week ago, schools and tertiary institutions in South Africa went on early recess due to the novel coronavirus lockdown. Now, this meant shifting education online. But not everyone in this country, as you know, has access to internet. How important is it to make the internet accessible to all? Well, let me bring in Andre Erasmus. He is the Managing Director at Education Platform. Andre, a pleasure to have you on the program.
Good morning, Brian.
Look, fewer public gatherings means more activities online. But as we've been saying, not everybody in South Africa has access to the internet. What's the stats in South Africa, Andre? How many people have access to the internet?
Well, I think it is very limited to a few people, especially in the cities. But where we are working is to those marginalized areas which have not access to internet. And therefore, we are taking our products and our training with our people, qualified educators who come out of the system, highly experienced, and we take it to those rural areas. And together with our products, we try to make the difference there on the ground by supporting and assisting educators at the schools where the learners are in high numbers, don't have any access to online services, to internet or Wi-Fi. So we take products there that we can assist them with, making it visual, make it three-dimensional, assisting the educators with support and training and preparations of their lessons,
right,
and try to release the heavy load of them.
Yeah, talk to us about releasing this heavy load, on a lot of teachers that are currently, are in uncharted waters, one would say, trying to navigate through this state of disaster. Online learning can, I guess, expose inequality issues because there would be some people who may not have access to this technology at home, especially internet, etc. Talk to us about the difference this is making on the ground.
Well, what we experience is that we take, as I said, the products to the ground, but we also do assessment at schools. We are highly fortunate to have sponsors from Zyna and all those solar farms of Kathu and Sishen in the Northern Cape. And they allow us to do assessment on the ground. So we do about thousands and thousands of learners assessment in the classroom, and then doing all the marking, all the assessment and analysis of those marks to see in which stage they are. We identify then the problem areas in each and every concept, and then we come back and we rectify that, give a report back to the educators, assisting with their lesson plans, and then helping them to address those problematic areas within the fields and concepts of maths and science. Yes.
I just want to talk, sorry, Andre, I just want to talk about those problem areas. In times of disaster, those online barriers become more apparent. This virus has no doubt created this unparalleled education disruption, universities and schools moving classes online through these apps. Talk to us about some of these challenges when going down this road.
Yeah, the challenges are really severe because especially now that the classes are locked and we don't have access to the schools, we try to come up with some additional assistance and add-ons that we can bring to the schools, and whenever we are free to go back to the schools again, so that we can make all these concepts visual for learners. We make it very easy, very interactive, very kinesthetic, so that they can do it practical on the ground. I think people don't understand what is going out there at the rural areas. Those people are really suffering to train learners, and those educators are having huge challenges to assist those learners in high numbers within one classroom. So what we try to do is that we come there, we assist them, we help them with the lessons, we do some sheets and everything that we can prepare and try to motivate and support them so that it becomes a sustainable sort of situation. It is not a once-off approach. It is a very sustainable thing that we need to do over a few years, and we concentrate therefore highly on the foundation phases, the early learning from grade 1, grade R, and we try to lay the foundation so that they can assist themselves later on.
Yeah, and look, this state of disaster has thrown a lot of educators into the deep end, and people are trying to swim out, but educators is one aspect of this. What about parents? A lot of parents during the lockdown are continuing to do their work from home, but also basically homeschooling their children. A lot of schools have, are doing online lessons, virtual lessons, sending work via WhatsApp or the like, So parents are still working, but, also have to educate their children as well. Are you engaging in any way with parents in order to help?
Yeah. With these projects, we are trying to uplift the communities as well. So we identify people in the area which are highly likely to assist us and can sort of stand in the position of taking over in our absence. So we train them so they can assist the communities on the ground. And there's such a huge need for that. If we could have centers where we can have all these people there to train parents as well so they can assist their learners. Even at homeschooling, we can get homeschool people together and train them and assist them so that they can do their own sort of understanding. You cannot take away the warm bodies. You cannot replace it with online apps wherever you go. You need to have the people that can really assist the people on the ground. The one-to-one assistance.
So I just want to talk about some of these apps if you have to go down this road. Virtual learning, once thought to be a thing of the future, has now become so important. How can people become better acquainted with online platforms that will suit their needs? How do you source credible platforms?
Yeah, it's difficult. I did look last night on all the apps that are available, and there are absolutely thousands of these apps online. But there are many people requesting people to, instead of doing online work, to come and do the assistance on the ground and to train those people. I think the fact is that we really need to teach the communities and teach people within the community so that they can replace the warm bodies in our absence. It is not only the teacher's job. Parents need to assist and take over from the educators. Okay, let me just say that you will never have the situation where you can replace an educator. You can never replace a textbook, but you can supply them with ads and products so that can release the difficulty of training them in these concepts.
Yeah, that's it. We need all the help we can get in that regard, Andre. Thank you very much indeed for coming on and giving us a perspective, a window into what people can do, I guess, to mitigate some of the effects of COVID-19. Andre, thank you. Andre Erasmus there is the Managing Director at Education Platform.